Well, excited to be joined by second-year receiver Andrei Iosivas. Andrei, thanks so much. Wanted to start off, season just started, year two now for you. What's some of the biggest differences that you've noticed, preparing for games, preparing for camp, year two now versus your rookie year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously now I just have a bigger role. With TB gone, that slot spot was one to take. And so this offseason I just worked as hard as I could just to be the best receiver I could be, thinking I was gonna back up T or Jamar as the extra Z, but I kind of showed the coaches that they could trust me there at the F, and that I was good enough to play the F. And so now it's just really, it's cool going through the week and learning the game plan and seeing what routes you have planned, and it's a lot easier on the mind because now I can just see my position and just do what I'm coached to do and plan what I'm about to do on Sundays.
And that bigger role that you just brought up, showed up week one, you're starting. What was that feeling like, as you're coming out of the tunnel, hearing your name called as a starter?
Yeah, that was one of the most things I was hyped for the whole week. I was like, okay, what am I gonna do running out of the tunnel? What am I gonna do? Should I do a dance? So I just sprint out. And I remember I was about to get called right after Mike, and I just blanked. And I just, I'm just going to go out there, I'm going to hype the crowd up, I'm going to do something. And I just started jumping around like a kid, pounding my chest, I think, or hyping up the crowd. And yeah, I remember just looking back and just seeing all the fans cheering. And that was something that I will remember for the rest of my life for sure.
And so now you're heading into week two, looking to get a big win in Kansas City against the Chiefs. It's been a heated rivalry the past few years. You got your first experience in it last year, playing in the game. What was it like, being on the field playing against Kansas City?
Yeah, it's definitely it's an amazing stadium. It's an amazing atmosphere. There's a lot of bad blood between our teams for sure, and you love football for that reason. I mean, I played in the Ivy League. We don't like Harvard or Yale or any of those guys very much, and in the NFL, it's the Bengals and the Chiefs. You know what I mean? It's there's nothing you want to do more than just beat them at their own stadium. And so I think that's going to be a really fun environment for us, and hopefully we can go in there and win.
So what's to wrap us up, is there anything special you do before a game, a little pregame routine, ritual that you have to get you in the zone and get you ready?
A pregame, I mean, I usually eat some sort of cereal, like a Fruit Loops or like dry Fruit Loops or dry Frosted Flakes, no milk. And if there's grapes around, I'll eat grapes, and then that's what I'll eat for the whole day probably.
Gotta stay light, gotta stay fast, right?
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Some guys can eat steak and all that, pasta. I'm like, dude, I cannot eat any of that. And then after the game, I'm not hungry either. So, yeah, I just need to stay light and stay fast. That's pretty much my gig for the game.
All right, awesome. Well, best of luck heading to Kansas City, coming away with a big win. Thanks so much for joining us, Andrei.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for checking out the Local 12 YouTube channel. Click the links and tap subscribe to get notified anytime we post.